Welcome, everyone, to MLB Tonight, the 2022 prediction special presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. This is going to be loads of fun. Greg Amsinger with two guys that love making predictions as much as I do. Actually, I don't know if that's true. Dan Plesac, Carlos Pena. Carlos, you ready for this?
I'm ready, man. This is a very exciting time of the year. I'm all for it.
Would you define yourself as a significant prognosticator on this network?
You know what? I do. And I've been right many times already.
Okay.
So I think I'm a successful.
I'm not going to go. My success rate isn't that much if you look at the data. But I do have fun doing it, Greg, and I'm ready to get this 2022 season kicked off.
We have so many topics throughout the course of this show that I will be asking for predictions. I'm going to weigh in as well. I've gotten lucky a couple times when it comes to making picks. So I want to begin with new faces in new places. Take a look. Carlos Correa, Max Scherzer, Corey Seager, Freddie Freeman, Matt Olson, and Robbie Ray. Those are significant new faces in new places. Many of those guys got paid a ton of money. Matter of fact, all of them did. So, Carlos, you're always going to bat leadoff in this prediction special. So you go first. You don't have to be limited to the faces that were on the screen just now. Give me the most impactful new player on a new team.
I would have to go with Kevin Gausman going over to Toronto, especially after Ray left Toronto. I mean, he set career highs in wins last year. Many people will say, those are just wins. Oh, well, wait a second. He also dominated. Look at the ERA, setting career highs there with a 2.81 ERA. That's a career high. Also, strikeouts last season. I think he found something, Greg. And look, the impact that he's going to have in Toronto Blue Jays, it's going to be monumental, specifically simply because Ray left them. And Toronto's looking pretty good. He's going to be one of those pillars in that rotation.
Gausman of the Blue Jays.
Yes.
Most impactful. Interesting. What about you?
I'm going Nick at night. Nick Castellanos, Philadelphia Phillies. Impact bat. What I like about this guy, too, he brings a sense of anger with him to the ballpark every day. Doesn't take any at-bats off, hits the ball with power to all fields in a lineup that's already stacked. He brings another dimension, and he's why maybe later on we're going to be talking more about the Phillies. Nick at night, Nick Castellanos.
You're a former pitcher, you went with a bat. You're a former hitter, you went with a pitcher. I'm going to go with a bat and a glove. The best defensive shortstop in the game right now, and it's Carlos Correa going to the Minnesota Twins. Why? Because the edge is still there. He could opt out at the end of the season. He's handsomely played. AAV is ridiculous. But the Minnesota Twins, like the Philadelphia Phillies, will exploit the broad stroke bad pitching of April and May with the shortened spring training. These teams are going to mash. And Carlos Correa is going to make a significant impact in that lineup. And I believe the Minnesota Twins will have the top offense in the AL. Yes, over the Chicago White Sox. But you can make a case have the best American League lineup. So I think Carlos Correa will have the biggest impact. Okay, Carlos, I want to go back to you on this different topic. I want breakout players. Now, to be a breakout player, you can't be a rookie. That's too obvious. I want an established big leaguer, a position player from you. Give me 3 established position players who are going to break out in 2022 and the best baseball we've ever seen from them. Give me 3.
All right, I'm going to go from 3 to 1, okay? And I'm going to go immediately to Akil Baddoo. All right, now we can talk about established. Maybe he doesn't call himself established player because he's humble. But this guy came in storming into the big leagues. Home run in his first at-bat. Grand slam in his second game. Walk-up base hit on his third game. He's like, the big leagues is easy, man. This is great. But no, he struggled a little bit down the line, especially against left-handed hitters. But I'm telling you, Greg, he's going to make an adjustment. He's going to make a huge splash this year. I love his game, whichever way you look at it. Now, going number 2, I'm going to have to say Gio Urshela. You're talking about the Minnesota Twins, that team that's going to be like surprising people, especially on their offense. He needed a change of scenery, and now he is far removed from that breakout season with the Yankees. I understand has some injuries last year. But when you look at the talent and you look at his stroke, this guy cannot miss success in the big leagues, and he's going to get the opportunity at third base where he's more comfortable. And how about at number 1, Jared Kelenic? I mean, he crushed the baseball. Yeah, he started off slow there, got into some tough situations there where he couldn't make an adjustment, but then he did make the adjustment. And you just heard that? That particular sound of the barrel hitting that baseball, that got much better towards the end of the year. Now, if he's going to be putting the barrel on the baseball consistently, I expect big things out of him.
He's only 22. You think he's going to have a bigger year than Urshela and Baddoo?
have you seen that left-handed stroke that stays in line with the pitch for a long time? And he found something. You know what's very impressive about it, Dan? That he struggled. And as a young player, very easily, you could just go into the dumps and never be able to get out of it. It spirals out of control. He did not. He made the adjustment.
I like that. Jared Kelnick, pay attention, folks. That's from Carlos Pena. Give me 3 pitchers, established pitchers, that'll be breakout.
All right, let's start off with this. Usually, I don't know much, but what I do know is usually right. I'm going to go number 3, Casey Mize. Yes, that guy that was the number 1 overall pick out of Auburn. Best off-speed pitch, the split finger, maybe of any young pitcher in baseball. But he's going to have to learn how to use that fastball, mix in his other pitches. Had a year last year in the big leagues. I think he's going to be bigger, he's going to be better, and a little bit stronger. I expect him to have an impact. The next guy, Ranger Suarez. I call him the lieutenant. He's not the Ranger. Strike-throwing machine from the Phillies. Dabbled a little bit in the bullpen. They put him in the rotation late in the year. Controls the strike zone. Not a flamethrower. Lower 90s. Good changeup. Good hard breaking ball. A curve and a slider. Throw strikes. Not afraid to attack the strike zone. Number 1 for me, Alek Manoah. Remember the name because the Blue Jays are going to have a big say what goes on in 2022. Big, strong guy from the University of West Virginia. Former first-round draft pick. He's not afraid of the big moment. Has a fastball that plays. He's not afraid to throw strikes. And one thing you see from him, he's not afraid to go ahead, be aggressive, and challenge hitters. The Blue Jays may have a magical year. Remember the name Alek Manoah. Any big game, he's going to be right in the middle of it.
He was 9-2 with a 3.22 ERA. He wears number 6. Any pitcher that wears a single-digit number has confidence, and I like that. You mind if I play this game? I'll take one position player and one pitcher. I'll kind of mix up what you guys did. But neither of my guys were on your list. My position player will be the starting catcher for the American League in the All-Star game. Kyle Higashioka. He is the hottest hitter in spring training. Have you been paying attention to what this dude's been doing? They traded Gary Sanchez away so he could just be the everyday guy. He should be. He's been on fire in spring, swinging like the great Bambino, home run guy all of a sudden. He's going to have a great year. My pitcher is a failed starter. Dinelson Lamet is going to eventually be named the closer of the San Diego Padres.
Really?
They didn't go get a guy because they got this guy. Get rid of the 3rd pitch in the 4th offering. He's not a starter. Let him throw his 100-mile-an-hour fastball and his 94-mile-an-hour slider, and you got one of the most dominant relievers in baseball. Dinelson Lamet, you're my guy.
Boy, thinking outside the box, but I really like it.
You like that?
I do.
Are you sure?
I do a lot.
No objections.
This show's fun.
It is. I'm pumped.
A reminder, DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. And this week, new customers can bet $5 on any team and get $200 if they win. Use code TEAM when you sign up. After the break on the